Call the meeting, regular city council meeting of China Grove, call to order. First of all, I want to report that Mayor Jean Ritz is not feeling good tonight, so he won't be able to make it. And his wife is taking care of him, so she won't be here either. We do have 4 council persons here, so we do have a quorum, so we will proceed with the meeting. First of all, we'll have the invocation. And the name stand, let the Marjorie read us in invocation.
Dear Heavenly Father, please guide us in our decisions that we must make tonight. Please watch over our citizens as they leave and go home. Please send us our much needed rain and cooler weather. We ask this in your name. Amen.
Alice, read us in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, roll call, as mentioned, the mayor is absent, so is Councilman Kathy Ritt. We have Councilman Mike Craner here, Alice Pollock, and Marge Solinsky, and Lynn McCarty. We also have our attorney here, William Ball. You might say Steve Pino, but it's not.
Oh,
City attorney.
No, okay. It's William Ball. Okay, I don't have any speaker on here. I think everybody can hear me. If not, holler. Everybody says I got a big mouth anyway. Okay. We got quite a bit going, so we'll get right on in the business. Minutes. We have quite a few minutes that we need to consider and act upon. First one was September the 5th. Now this was actually a workshop special meeting that was scheduled for September the 4th, but due to didn't get everything on our webpage correctly, we had to move this one to September the 5th. Of course, that's Friday night, so we didn't get everybody here. We didn't have a quorum, so that meeting was not held. Okay, the next one is our regular meeting that also was supposed to be held September the 4th, but due to the not being able to get on the webpage, it was scheduled for September the 8th. Everybody has a copy of those minutes in front of them. You didn't need any more time to read them, or everybody read them over already? If you need more time, we could take it, since they are kind of long, but if it's not, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
I make a motion that we approve the minutes of September 8th. I will second that.
Okay, the motion been made to approve the meetings of September the 8th and the 2nd. Any question? If not, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Passes.
Who seconded? Alice.
Motion carried. Unanimous. Okay, the next one is September 22nd. This was a special meeting budget hearing. This was for people to speak. And we did have some people attend that and speak concerning the budget. And both of them was part of the budget. And there was none against it. So I need a motion to approve that one.
Make a motion to approve.
Motion been made.
6:30, September 22nd.
Motion made to approve. Need a second?
I'll second.
Second, any questions? If not, all those in favor, say aye. All those opposed? Carries. Okay. The next one is September the 22nd. This was after the hearing. It was a special meeting concerning the budget. The budget was discussed, and due to really didn't have enough time, and the way things went there, to really have a good workshop on it. It was kind of really discussed quite a bit at that meeting, the budget. So, we also, the budget was passed that meeting. Entertain motion to accept the minutes of that meeting.
I make a motion to accept September 22nd, 7 o'clock, minutes from that day.
Motion been made to accept. Any second?
I'll second.
Motion been second. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries.
I can't hear if Mike's voting, or was he not
He was-
there?
He wasn't there.
You know, I was thinking.
September 23rd, special meeting to approve the tax rate. For everybody's information, every year, we're not trying to really, you're not trying to raise taxes, but we try to go just a hair higher just for inflation. And so we was trying to pick the tax rate up a few notches there. But there was no quorum at that meeting, so no action was taken, so we was unable to move the tax rate. September the 29th. Now, this is a special meeting, the same thing, but the reason being is that we had to come up with a vote. Barrett County said we just couldn't let it sit there. We had to come up with a vote through some type of tax rate. If not, they were going to not send out our tax request with them, and they were going to charge us. Is that right, Susan?
The tax statements, they wouldn't send them with all the others. If they didn't, we'd have to pay for it something later. Even though the effective rate is the only thing that can be adopted. We couldn't have, and it automatically would have been that anyway, if they encouraged you to do something.
So we had that meeting, and the tax rate was voted on, and it's the same effective rate as last year. So our tax will be exactly the same as it was last year. Need a motion to accept those minutes?
I make a motion to accept September 29th, 6:30, meeting minutes.
Need a second?
I'll second.
Okay, motion been made and second. Any question? All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed? Motion carries. Okay, the next item is June 5th, and this is kind of a tactical review and amend some minutes. It was of June 5th. There was one item that was left off, and this was considering a motion that was made. I'll read it to you here. It was, consider an act upon the following city council members to respond to citizens' questions within the confines minutes of the Texas Open Meetings Act. But also, I'll read exactly what was on the agenda there.
Do you have one, Glenn?
I got it
Okay,
somewhere.
I have one.
I had it all ago. Says, whereas there has been 2 sign-up sheets, one for citizens to make public and general comments, and one for citizens to speak on agenda items. Whereas the agenda sign-up sheet is not working due to citizens needing to speak on unforeseeable agenda items. So therefore, a motion was made that the sign-up sheet for agenda items be discarded and citizens being allowed to speak on agenda items after being recognized by the mayor. This motion was made by Alice Pollock, seconded by myself, Glenn McCarty, and all favored for it and passed. So that item needs to be put on June's agenda. Do I have a motion to amend June's agenda?
Minutes.
Friday?
Here's a copy of the minutes that were prepared for that meeting, and you can see where it's completely blank. It's not, there's no answer, not answered to at all. So that's why it's on the,
Yeah, I need a motion to accept the amendment.
I make a motion to accept that amendment.
Need a second?
I'll second.
The motion been made and second to amend the June 5th meeting to add this here motion that was made concerning the agenda item. Speaking on the agenda item. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Okay, staff reports. First one will be our financial, our city administrator, Susan Fowler.
you have your front sheet gives you the account balances for the period ending September 30th, ending September 30th, September 30th. The Techstar National Bank Insured Investors Account balance, $14,505.21. Savings account, $141,196.21. The regular checking has $84,894.03. For total funds in Techstar Bank, $240,595.45. Nixon State Bank, a regular checking account is closed. However, the QuickBooks in our accounting system shows $2,113 in there. That's one of the accounts that we're working on to get adjusted along with Techstar's account. The petty cash office, $132.50, municipal court, $100. Randolph Brooks certificate of deposit and savings is $159,868.68. Security Service Federal Credit Union savings and certificate of deposit, $160,804.98. The Wells Fargo National Bank Total Funds Market Account, $156,298.07. Total funds, $719,912.80. But I do remind you that we're still working on the Techstar account, the Wells Fargo account, to get those reconciled and some corrections made to the accounting entries. It's taking a while because it's over a year of corrections made. The next 4 pages is a detail of each account and what was deposited and checks written or debits to those accounts for each account. And then the last 2 pages is, since our fiscal year ended September 30th, I did a profit and loss budget versus actual for May 2013 through September 30th, 2014, which is a 17-month period.
Any questions on the financial report? Entertain a motion to accept the financial report. Next item will be the municipal court. For court clerk, arrested. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, the total that we collected for the month of September was $6,779.80. The total cases filed for the month of September was 103. The ones that were paid, came in and paid the fines, final convictions, were 24. 3 were trials, and then there were 28 that were taken care of through driving safety, deferred, or just dismissed. And then the remaining balance of that are still outstanding. And then the amounts that we have off to the side, these are the warrants, but these were warrants handled through, or were outstanding January 2013. We can't report on anything after that because we were not here during that time, and we have to go through quite a few things before we can get you an accurate total. Those are not taken care of right now.
So at the end of April 2013, there was $276,482 outstanding in warrants.
$276,482.
Did you get one of these?
Yes, I
Okay.
just turned it over. I thought that's what you said.
And that was in April 2013. I'm sure it's more, but we don't know exactly what it is when we go through
Going through all the cases.
Okay, thank you, Chris. Next item, staff report, police department, Chief Ralph Ryan.
How are y'all today?
Fine, sir.
We've had several capers this month. Total of 22 involving assisting EMS, family disturbances, alarms, 911 hang-up calls, welfare check, a couple of accidents, reckless driving case, some city ordinance violations, and a suspicious person matter. This paper of the month was rounded up about 15 goats. Straight into China Grove and had a white dog. I'm not sure if the goats have been returned to their rightful
I
owner.
think they did. I think somebody
If
did.
anybody knows that who might be the owner of a bunch of goats,
Yes, if it's the one I'm thinking, it's on White Drink Pyrenees.
Yes.
Yeah, they're over there off of, 87, on,
Foster Road.
Foster Road back there, off on the right-hand side, about midway down, I don't know exactly yet.
I think after y'all pinned them up, somebody did claim on later.
okay, we had heard about that place and left a note on the gate because we couldn't contact, we didn't know who they were. So maybe they did get.
Yeah, they got the message.
If any of y'all ever need training on how to hurt goats.
Go Roper. Go Roper now?
No, actually, the mayor gave me some pointers on that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ralph. Next report will be Bear County dispatch service fees from Retta. Go ahead.
She has a couple of items to report on, right?
Yes, yes. I believe at the last budget meeting, there was a concern on the $4,500 expenditure for dispatch fees, and thinking we were gonna get a refund, but in checking our documents and with the Bear County, we did not pay for any services, and I contacted Robert Adelman, who is the manager for the unit, and he said that maybe someone saw the correspondence showing projected costs for maybe next year or the future. He thinks maybe that, because it was kind of the same figure, it was $4,600 and some cents. And he was just thinking that maybe they got a little confused, but we checked our documents in Bear County and there was no expenditure for the dispatch fees. And he kind of threw in there that it was a political year and we're not going to be charged this year. The commission is not going to decide on that because of the issue. And then I just had a couple of updates. I know we talked about the Attorney General Asset Forfeiture Report that was due back in April at the end of our previous fiscal year. And that has been turned in, that's mailed, and we've taken care of that. And we've met all the requirements for that particular report. And it was turned in yesterday. We were waiting for the end of the actual extended fiscal year, which was September 30th. So it went from May 13, 2013 to September 30th, 2014, just to make sure we encompassed all of that area. And then T-Close, or T-Cole, we were late on that racial profiling report as well. I have the numbers ready. I'm just waiting for T-Close to mail the paperwork to me so I can transpose my numbers onto theirs and send it in.
Okay, our next staff report will be from the volunteer fire department, Fire Chief Mike Enfield.
Good evening, how's everyone? All right, Shenandoah Fire Rescue Monthly Run Report for the month of September. We were extremely busy. Total calls for the month, 78. Of that, structure fires, 3, grass fire, brush fires, 4, vehicle fires, 2, unauthorized burns, 1, activated fire alarms, 5, motor vehicle collisions, 10, EMS calls, 53, Acadian transports, 23. As evident by the numbers, I believe this is an indicator of where things are going. We're getting busier and busier, more and more people moving out this way, more and more businesses coming out this way. And like I said, I think this is an indicator of things to come. But I want everybody to know that fire department's always over here for y'all. We take great pride in being from China Grove, and I want everybody to know that we're always going to be here.
Like, the motor vehicle accident, most of them, up here on 87, or?
Some on, we had quite a few on 87, and of course, we've been assisting Lone Oak and Harmony, so we've been doing some out on 181 and further out on 87, because they're both down on manpower.
At any point directly in China Grove?
Yeah, we've had several motor vehicle crashes in the city of China Grove. We're up a little bit. Normally, we report 0, but we've had, I believe, there were maybe 4 or 5 that we did in the city of China Grove.
At the red light?
Red light. Another place we seem to be having it is where they have that truck repair place on 87 that's kind of down the hill. These trucks kind of have to go right, or excuse me, turn left, kind of go left to turn right, and cars continue going straight, not realizing they're going to turn there. Usually run into the back of these trucks. Luckily, most of them have been kind of a low-speed type accident. But we have done some that are pretty severe there also. Burn ban is still in effect, from my understanding, till November 24th. We have been allowing burning for a few days after we get substantial rain. In fact, last weekend we allowed burning. Hopefully, we have all our fingers crossed, it rains tonight, so maybe this weekend we'll be allowing some more. But it's all, again, prevalent on weather conditions. But we are in burn ban, and I remind the citizens that you do have to contact myself or the ladies here at City Hall to request a burn permit. And I also need to let everybody know that if you can't get a hold of me or the ladies here at City Hall, that's not a yes. You need to get a hold of us. You need to have permission. We run that several times. And the other thing is, don't call Bear County Fire Marshal, and if they tell you yes, you still have to get permission through us. We are our own municipality. Okay, so we have our own ordinances. They may be allowing it, maybe we're not, or vice versa. But you need to contact myself or the ladies here at City Hall. And I said, if we're allowing burning, we have no problems.
Thank you, Mike. Okay, that'll take care of our staff report. Next will be citizens to be heard. This is for our sign-up sheet. If you hadn't signed up on the sheet there, you need to do so at this time. The first one is William Gus Parker. Thanks. Anybody else need to sign up? Gus, go ahead.
Good evening. I have a question. I want to know where we are on the project with street construction.
Mr. Harmon, you'll just be patient. We'll say that after a while. I'll let you know.
It's our first thing on the agenda.
Okay? There's one other thing I would like to address. Last week, we had 6 storerooms on triple bin broken into at like 2 o'clock in the morning. And they took a tremendous amount of merchandise out of the store. They were all lost. But we don't have police coverage at that time of night. Because we get police coverage at that time of night.
So we can't answer that right at this moment there, Gus, but we will take that into consideration. We'll talk to the police department, maybe he can do something about that.
Thank you.
Mr. Harmon, were they reported to
Yes,
our
it
city?
is. Colfax County took 35 to 40 minutes for them to come out. They could have taken a whole neighborhood in 40 minutes.
Okay, I think the next one, Mr. Keller.
Evening, Mr. Mayor, and all the council members and citizens of Pine Grove. I'm not up here to rant and rave this evening, so you can rest easy. As a matter of fact, I'm here to express my appreciation to the city and all the members of the city of Pine Grove for the overwhelming expression of condolences for the time of bereavement that we experienced in the last 30 days, the passing of my mother-in-law, Gloria's mom, who passed away in Louisiana, and that's why we have been absent for the last meetings or so. But it really was touching, and I just wanted to go on record and state our appreciation for the support that we received in terms of well wishes, cards, telephone calls, even people bringing food over to the house. And it really touched our hearts, and I wanted you to know how much we appreciate this city, and we love this city. And that's why I will do my best to always look out for the interests of Pine Grove. So again, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Keller. Sorry about your loss. Next one, Wallace, I can't read the last name.
Sheridan.
Shirley? Okay, go ahead.
I think Mr. Sheridan's on.
He's actually on the agenda, so.
Oh.
You have here the agenda item.
Okay, yeah, you're on the agenda, but you don't need to sign it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the last one on citizens to be heard. So we'll get right into our next order of business, which will be old business. And this is concerning what Gus was talking about there, a report on our street project. And Mr. Clemens was going to try to be here tonight to really explain everything, but he was unable to make it, so I understand he has given Susan a report.
Well, he has sent us a construction schedule for the street maintenance project, and each of you have one, and if anybody wants a copy of it, we'll make you a copy. He did say that they're going to notify the contractors that they need more construction area signs and flaggers. And other than that, he apologized that he couldn't be here, and he will be here at the next meeting, the next regular meeting. We did get a couple of complaints here at the office about the dust that's on the road once they do the pulverizing, and then they spread I guess it's the cement and everything back in it, the cement cover. A couple of people had some complaints about that, but Mr. Clemens pointed out that subdivision doesn't have another entrance or exit, it's a one-way, and to do one side of the road, and do the other half later would double the cost to the city. So he's asking that you just be patient, and if it gets on your car, to wash it off right away, and shouldn't hurt it. And then he has, like I said, going to ask them to put more construction signs and flaggers to help out with that. And that's, they have requested their first draw, so with y'all's permission, I'll get a check ready for that.
And to answer Gus' question there, he is projecting to be through before Thanksgiving with all the streets of this year's project.
He's currently working right now, and he started at Terra Bonita, and they're moving quite fast. I'm surprised. And I do know that your street here on Triple Bend is listed. As soon as they, I don't know what they're doing, they're spreading that dust and cement everywhere, but when they get finished with that phase, I think they're coming over to your place to do the same thing, and then they're going to come back and do the chip and seal over it, so that they'll get that equipment out and move the other equipment to start, I guess, the chip and seal process.
The initial plan was they were going to start on Triple Bend first, but someone changed that plan.
I
Oh, yes.
I don't know who.
I don't know who did it, someone did it.
It's
I
not
told
only
the
about
mayor
that
about
decision to do.
I wasn't here when that went on, but I do know there was a 3-year plan that the engineer designed, and he's the one that decided what should be in each of the plans.
And I did hear where he said
And
he
they-
would start.
What?
I never did hear him say where he was gonna start.
No, I just know the 3-year plan and which streets were in that plan, so,
But he should be on, according to this, he should be on your streets, about Wednesday or Thursday of next week.
and that may have been decided
Well,
by
they
the
haven't-
construction company.
They haven't started tree bin, and that was before. So,
I just read it.
yeah, so but he's supposed to have everything finished somewhere about mid-October. So, to be honest with you, you want to be last with the reclamation, because it does get very dusty,
Does it rain?
when they get to that process.
Well, I asked the mayor about it about 2 weeks ago, and he said, all he could give me was,
You gotta have a plan, you gotta have a plan.
evidently somebody had a plan, but you didn't know about it, Mr. Mayor.
Well, we have this now. So,
We'll get you a copy of this, Ms. Scott.
All right.
Anyway, our streets, project is, underway and, they should be finished pretty quick here with this year's plan. Okay, next item will be new business. Consider and act to affirm the appointment of Ralph Sherman as chief of police for city of China Grove. He's the one that gives the report there, chief over here. And he has been appointed the chief by the city administrator this last year. We need to get a chief in working here. And I understand his application has been on file for quite a while here. And I'll let Susan report on it, on how she appointed him.
Mr. Schroman has over 34 years of experience with the Department of Public Safety and about 8 years through Menard County and Kimball County, where he is commissioned with Menard right now and commissioned with China Grove now also. And I'll let him speak if he, I think he has some things he would like to say to all of you too.
Here I am again. I'm glad to be here. I have great hopes to make things better for the citizens of China Grove. I want to make it as safe a place as we can. We're currently working on getting some more officers here. We have one full-time officer and one reserve as of right now, and myself. We have some individuals that are applying to become reserve officers to give ourselves more coverage, which might help address the issue that we started to get to.
Harmon is his last name? Gus Harmon?
Gus Farmer, he just left.
I just want everybody to know I intend to do my best to enforce the law impartially and fairly, taking everybody, offering the benefit of the doubt in all cases. I'm my own person. I'm not going to be anybody's puppet or anything like that. I'll work with anybody here to solve the problems. I'm married. I have 4 daughters. They range from 14 to 45. So, no. Okay. Anybody have any questions or concerns? Councilman Trainer brought up a concern about some of the city ordinances that are a little vague, and we might want to, as a whole, review those to see if we can correct any of them or make them more, put some guts into them or whatever. The mayor had brought up some issues before about officers working outside the city limits. And I can only assure you that we'll follow the law in that matter. If another agency according to the law, the way it's supposed to be done. Any questions I can answer?
Thank you, Ralph. Okay,
I would like to make a motion to affirm the appointment, to affirm the appointment of Ralph Trapp as chief of police for the city of China Grove Police Department.
I have a motion on the floor to affirm the appointment of Ralph Curran as chief of police. Need a second?
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any question? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries. Ralph, you're now the official chief of police. New business, consider, item B, consider an act to affirm the appointment of Lawrence G. Morales as alternate municipal court judge for the China Grove Municipal Court. Susan, did you want to say something on
Somebody
that?
may remember Lawrence Morales. He was our municipal court judge when it was implemented in 2007 and worked with us throughout 2013. And we feel like we're going to need an alternate judge. Pretty soon our caseload is getting larger, and as of now we don't have one. So I'd like to appoint him as the alternate municipal court judge at this time.
Good evening.
Okay.
My name is Lawrence G. Morales, as some of you all know here, I was here in the city of China Grove before. And I've been practicing law for 36 years. I'm currently the presiding judge in Leon Valley, and I've been there for 32 years. I'm the alternate judge in Bernie and Bernie, city of Bernie. And I'm also the alternate judge in the city of Michael. Like I said, for the 6 years that we were here, I thoroughly enjoyed my experience here. I think we got a wonderful staff. At that time, we had a good police department. I have no doubt that the police department here is just as good. And certainly I'll do my best to take care of the business of the court whenever I do sit. So with that, unless anyone has any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer.
I have one.
Yes, sir. ma'am.
Do you cost us any money to be on standby?
No. No, it's my understanding that only if I serve on the court docket.
Okay.
Otherwise, there is no.
We have to pay somebody.
No.
Okay. Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll entertain a motion to consider the appointment of Lawrence D. Morales as alternate municipal court judge.
I make a motion that we affirm the appointment of Lawrence Morales as alternate municipal court judge. And I'll second that.
Okay, a motion on the floor and seconded to appoint Lawrence D. Morales as alternate court judge. Any questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. New business. Item C, consider an act to affirm the appointment of John Meade as City China Grove Municipal Court Prosecutor.
I think all of you know John, who was a resident for many years. I think he's moved recently, but what I've noticed through our court is that we have a number of alternate prosecutors, and I felt like it's necessary that we have a set prosecutor for the city of China Grove.
Somebody consistently here on every
This
court date.
same person.
John, you have to say that?
Well, yeah, I'm not gonna say something. I was on the city council for, what was it, 3 terms? Susan? Anyway, it was a long time ago. And from beginning then, and through the period of time that I was city attorney, I kept trying to convince the city of China Grove that if we wanted to enforce our ordinances, we had to have some place to do it. Precinct 4 would be happy to collect money for traffic tickets. But Precinct 4 was not going to enforce our code violations. There's nothing in it. So finally, after many years of telling people you need to do this, in 2000, And at the time, the mayor asked me if I wanted to be the municipal court judge. I said, no, I don't want to be the municipal court judge. But if you will let me recommend a judge for the municipal court, I'll be the municipal court prosecutor. And the person I recommended was this guy right here. And for 6 years, this court ran like a Swiss watch. I mean, everything got done on time and correct. I have been told that that hasn't been the case for a while, since Lawrence and I resigned. I'm ready to come back and fix it with Lawrence's help and the help of these ladies here. And that's all I got to say.
Thank you, John. Any questions of John? If I know John, you can.
Mr. Mead, do you have any problems working with the other judge when he's here? Hate to put you on the spot.
Oh, you're not putting me on the spot. Let me tell you a story about my relationship with Dan Rutherford. I've known him for, 35 years or something like that. And y'all, don't know if y'all remember or not, he had a radio show. You remember that? Where he gave legal advice on WAI. Any of you ever listened to that?
I heard it.
Well, I ran into a little problem, Dan, I get along with Dan, but I ran into a little problem because he kept giving people my name on the air. And what happened was, I had these people come in my office that were, for lack of a better term, deadbeats. But Dan said you'd help me. So after about 6 months, I called Dan and said, Dan, I appreciate the thought, but please, don't give my name out over there anymore. But yeah, I can get along with Dan.
Okay.
They,
I would like to make a comment there.
go ahead, Mr. Brown.
He was in, like I said, I served here for 6 years. And John was the first prosecutor, and I can tell you that a person that's very efficient, John did that. If John did not have a case as a prosecutor, he did not waste the court's time. However, whenever he pursued any type of prosecution, he did it to the fullest extent. Sometimes I ruled against him. John wasn't happy, but that's just the way it is. But and all in all, and looking back at those 6 years, that John is very effective and a very good prosecutor. So I would certainly encourage the city to appoint John as prosecutor. Thank you.
I'd like to entertain a motion that we table this for this meeting, because I think we're under a contractual issue with our present attorneys. So we figure out exactly where we're at.
Well,
I'm
the attorney.
not aware of that. I thought they were all alternate judges. No prosecutors. In one court, there were 2 different prosecutors in one day.
Would you like me to clarify that?
Yes, I would.
We have one prosecutor. She came from the city of Corpus Christi prosecutor's office, and she's our only prosecutor.
Ashley?
Ashley.
Okay, I haven't seen anything as an oath, and when I sent this to Steve Payne, he never mentioned it.
She's our only prosecutor.
I haven't seen the contract.
The contract's for legal services and provides for the prosecution services.
It didn't say that in the resolution where y'all were appointed interim city attorneys.
I would be more than happy to share our retainer agreement.
Well, I've never seen it, no one produced it.
I don't have a copy with me
Okay,
in my pocket.
all I did see was a resolution where your firm was appointed the interim city attorneys while the city went out for proposals for city attorney. And there's nothing in there about a prosecution services in there.
I can provide you a copy with whatever we've got.
I would have thought it would have been in here already, so.
Yeah, so we have our clients sign agreements every time, clarifying what we have. I just don't have a copy.
Okay, there is no agreement in the office anywhere. I checked and searched minutes. There's nothing in the minutes about it. It's simply, in fact, I had researched all the minutes of the past year, and there was nothing in there other than that resolution. So,
Mike, you said you've read that?
otherwise, I would have never put it on the agenda.
Of what services are
Going to provide?
Okay.
You know
There-
where?
there's
What the
nothing-
contract consists of,
Yeah.
you know.
There's nothing about a contract mentioned in the minutes, there's only that resolution, and I didn't just look myself, I had her look, and she's very detail oriented, we went over every.
That's why I suggested tabling it for now. And we can do a research.
We have a motion there to consider to table item C. Motion on the floor, in a second.
Well, I'll second, because I'd like to know for sure if there is a contract.
Okay, you have a motion on the floor to table that, item C, and a second. Any questions?
I have a question. If they sign the contract, would there be something in the minutes authorizing whoever signed the contract to sign it?
Supposed to be.
Is that not, I mean, that's where I went to look, I looked in all the records, I went through all
Considering
the
what we've
minutes.
had here the past year, that's not unlikely that they don't have one with us.
I would
It's
think,
just, it probably never was put in that office on file, or it's obtained by the mayor possibly.
but I
You
mean,
might have-
it's my experience, if there's gonna be a contract signed, that the council authorizes the mayor to sign a contract for that. And that's why I researched the minutes, there was nothing in there, anywhere else, no. But like I said, the only thing was the, so.
Okay, motion on the floor and second to table that. Any other questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?
Aye. Nay.
Okay, we have two for and one against. Motion is tabled. That to our next meeting till we get some, get to find this here contract, see what, take care of it again. Okay, next item. New business, item D. Consider an act to affirm the appointment of Mike Chapman as a reserve officer. Ralph, you want to report on
I
that?
address that, Mike couldn't be here tonight. He is a veteran police officer whose expertise lies in traffic enforcement and criminal interdiction. He has offered to come here and be a reserve for the purpose of training our officers in that area, traffic enforcement and criminal interdiction. He's one of the best I know of in the state in that area, and will do us a good job. All he asks for is, he doesn't want to be here riding with one of the other guys. Some situation happened where he can't respond because he's not an officer from here.
So he would just help these officers, like
He
educate
would
them.
come here and work as a reserve, but also as a training officer because of his experience.
Any other questions? Consider Mike Chapman as a reserve officer? If not, I'll consider and entertain a motion to appoint Mike Chapman as a reserve officer.
I make a motion to appoint Mike Chapman as a reserve officer.
Have a motion, need a second? Motion been made, second, to confirm the appointment of Mike Chapman as reserve officer. Any questions? All those in favor say aye. All those opposed? Motion carries. New business item E. Consider and act on a request for a new business permit for Britt Learning Center. This is a daycare center at 7036 Highway 87. 2 doors down from the vet, John Grove Vet. It used to be been a daycare center off and on there for like 25, 30 years. Anybody here from, go ahead.
Hi, Brittany Nelly. We wanted to open because Pool Cottage is basically one of the closest that accepts government assistance for low-income families. She shut down, and so we worked very quickly so that the families were still together, so the kids, you know, their routines didn't change, their friends didn't change, the teachers didn't change. So I worked with the fire marshal and with the state, and we got everything up to code, we passed everything. So we are hoping, we have 12 enrolled, and we're hoping to stay in China Grove.
How many, the most you could hold there?
34. 32.
And Mike, you said you looked it over?
Yes, sir. And actually, just about every part of her opening up was overseen by the state. That's who contacted us. We worked with them. We did when we did a fire safety inspection, everything passed with flying colors. And I said the state oversaw everything that she was doing. They were actually there spending the day with her, helping her out to get the doors open.
And you'll have the normal hours, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to
6:30.
6, oh, 6 to 6. Okay.
Yes.
Any other questions for Rick? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve a new business permit for Rick Learning Center, Daycare Center.
I'd like to make a motion to open that, to have her permit for the new business, Ritz Learning Center.
Okay. We have a motion to approve the business permit, need a second? Okay, motion been made and second to issue a business permit for the Learning Center. Any questions? All in favor say aye.